Jaden Ivey to the lane. Jaden with a facing gun, it won't go. Jalen Duren with the rebound. Trying to go back up with it. He was surrounded. His pass outside, picked off by Reggie Jackson. Reggie to the rim, nice reverse.
Here's Reggie Jackson on the steal, an easy one. And now he's going against a backpedaling Killian Hayes. Big advantage.
With Jalen Duren on him. To the baseline. Shot is around and down.
39 points that night, George.
Yeah, big time. Swipe. Norman Powell down the lane. Scoops it, scores it.
Pistons are clicking on all offensive cylinders right now, folks.
I think he felt they were back on their heels, which they were. Luke Kennard, the league's top three-point shooter, knocks one down. Luke Kennard to Reggie Jackson, big-time screen from Zubac. Reggie Jackson to the basket, off the glass with a double clutch from the ear, and he now has 14.
From Zubac. Now it turns this into Reggie Jackson and Isaiah Stewart.
Paul George with a screen from Zubac. Into the corner it goes, and Marcus Morris hits the shot.
You've done a lot of good things to get to this point. Got to make a few corrections, as Coach said, defensively. But you can get this done if you're the Pistons, and that has to be your belief.
Sure. Well, the Clippers got it first.
The rookie and the vet.
Marcus Morris with the shot, falling down, fills it up, and a foul.
That is just a recipe. At that stage, if you're Isaiah Stewart, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there.
Jalen Duren has 2 assists to go with 8 points and 4 boards. Pistons trim the lead to 10. Paul George, topside gun, goes.
Man, he's good. But here's the answer from the Clips. Paul George.
Clippers by 3. Powell to the basket. Challenged by Jalen Duren, but he got that shot through him for a score. Killian with penetration off to Hamidou. He will drive it. Running Glasser, no. George with a rebound. Deep bounce. Norman Powell with a dunk.
Heck of a pass.
Terrence Mann to forecourt. Bounces it inside, and they'll get a jam from Amir Coffey. Terrence Mann to Luke Kennard. Gives back to Mann, who drives. Dishes to Brown. Tries to score it. He does off the square, and he is fouled.
Trying to cause chaos and havoc.
Sure.
See what happens.
But maybe go celebrate with their teammates. Killian drives. One to go inside of Jalen Duren, taken away by Coffey. Topside of Nick Batum, and he triples.
Tell you what,
Dwayne Casey's going to take a timeout. Have just gone an 11-1 run to make this a 4-point game. Back out to Paul George, 10 seconds left. George on top to Mann, gets to the paint, fires, fills it with 4.9 left. No timeouts for the Pistons.
a 16-2 run down the stretch, culminating with that Terrence Mann bucket to tie it up.
Paul George works the top against Killian. Drives it. Jump stop gun goes. Count it and a foul.
Looks like he's got his hops, got his timing, and everything else back now. Look at that. Hang time.
That was dead, solid, perfect.
Contact.
Jalen Duren will put him on the line. 4:15 to play. George gets inside. His pass too hot for Zubac. Pistons bring it the other way, but here's a steal by George. And a jam.
Watch what happens with Paul George. He's trailing the play, head down. There he goes. Oh! There's the ball. Killian Hayes never saw him.
Clippers by 2. 3.5 left in overtime. Nick Batum rifles it to Luke Kennard. He'll fire and fill it up.
Overtime for Paul George. And then add this to it, and the Pistons now have seen this thing turn totally upside down.
Luke Kennard drives it. Dishes to Terrence Mann. Mann with a nice reverse off glass.
I don't know how to describe this one, but let's take it first to the overtime period. You guys looked absolutely locked in. You had a huge 3, a steal as well. What was it about the overtime period that you guys were able to hunker down and really lock in?
I mean, honestly, it started with Nico Batum in the regulation when we cut it to about, I think, 6 or 5 there. He said he brought us all in. There was a free throw, and he said we got plenty of time. Just like we've done this before. So credit to Nico for really locking us in there just to get it back to tying the ball game up and going into overtime. And then, we brought our guys back in, PG. He just draws so much attention. So I was able to get loose on one, and guys made big plays. Terrence, obviously, with the shot to tie it up, to go to overtime. So a lot of guys stepped up there, and it feels good to get this one.
Second game of a 5-game road trip. You guys are playing again tomorrow in Toronto. When Ty brought in Amir Coffey, Moses Brown, some of the other bench players, what were they able to accomplish to help turn things around?
They just played hard. I mean, Amir, Moses, I mean, those guys, they're true pros. And anytime they get in, they play hard. They make winning plays. And, I mean, Moses had some big rebounds, a big basket. So, yeah, I mean, just we had those guys last year, like Amir especially, that played in big games for us and won us games. So they know what it's about. They know what it takes to win. And having those guys get out there and give us that extra kick at the end kind of helped us out a lot. What
does it show you about your team that you guys did not give up in this one?
I mean, it shows a lot. It shows a lot. Being on the road for a few days now, I know we still got some to go, but this kind of gives us a little bit more momentum and shows us that, each night's going to be tough. And, teams are going to play their best against us. And us fighting till the very end, it shows a lot about what we have. But we're still a lot that we got to take care of and get better at.
See you again tomorrow in Toronto.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Luke. Guys.
Great stuff, JJ.